Even though they're singing about Abilene in the background, we're in beautiful downtown Champlain on River Street. Calvin Castine on Champlain Day in the North Country, August 17th, 2013. The ambulances, about 2 hours ago, we were at a function on Church Street, Noadiah Moore Monument or Memorial Marker being unveiled, and 2 ambulances went zipping by, and one of them was able to come back down, the other headed off toward Plattsburgh, so some kind of emergency in the village. And the other one is now back and is finding a place to park. They have a static exhibit here with a few of the local firemen and EMT providers on site to show their equipment to the public. The Champlain Village Fest 2013. A lot of folks are enjoying the musical renditions of somebody under the tent waving to us of Mr. Jim Tatro, and sitting in the shade here enjoying a free ice cream and maybe a little bit of Papa John's pizza and some A&W root beer. A great day here in the North Country. We're going to try to get the busy mayor, Mr. Greg Martin, to say a few words to us. It's a busy day in the North Country. When we started up at the Champlain Telephone Company for their open house, Customer Appreciation Day. From there we went to the Noadiah Moore Monument dedication. While I was doing that, Judy Castine was there recording Overdrive at the Champlain Telephone Company event. We went back and wrapped up the Champlain Telephone Company event for our own purposes. And we're coming here to the Village Fest, and when we leave here, we'll be heading up to the town of Champlain offices, because it's the town that's celebrating the 225th anniversary. The town was formed in 1788. In 1873, 140 years ago, the village was formed. So we're going to talk to the mayor and maybe find out a little bit about this annual Village Fest here on River Street in the village of Champlain. I better put my ice cream eating on hold. No, you can't have any of my ice cream, Greg. Saw this guy earlier in the day, Greg Martin, the mayor of the village, and he had a little jacket and tie on. What happened here?
Well, it was a good day in the village. We had a little plaque ceremony for the abolitionist Noadiah and Carol Maddox Moore. It was a good historical point. With the Underground Railroad, we had some people from that representation, that organization, and it was just a good day for the village. A lot of things going on today.
Yeah, in and around, not just in the village, but around the town. I see the ambulances are both leaving. They're going a little, or one's leaving and one's staying.
And the other one is going down to the town.
Okay, be on standby there.
Down there.
And they very loudly went by when we were up there in front of the church, and I saw one of them heading up toward Plattsburgh after.
Yes.
So there was apparently some emergency.
Emergency call up on Meadow Lane and had to transport a person.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you see 2 ambulances going by. You figure, well, it's just a car accident with all the garage sales going on.
It's almost as scary as looking out your window in January and seeing 2 snowplows going one behind the other. And I've seen that in the village too.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's been an accident with people injured. Just means there's a heck of a lot of snow.
No.
Not that you'd ever expect there'd be snow down here. Look at all this.
Oh no, this is beautiful today. We couldn't ask for better weather. I think our business here is going to pick up a little bit as the telephone company winds down in about half an hour.
And we're done at 2. And some people will be wandering up to the town. Some will be wandering down here. Some will wander down here, then wander up to the town.
Yeah. And the people like this park. I mean, you'll see people down here at noon for lunch, and weekends people will come in and use it.
Yeah, it's a nice use. Unfortunately, with all the flooding, the homes that were here were bought out and replaced by this park. But for many, many years, this was an important part of the village of Champlain.
Oh yeah, vibrant street at one point.
Yeah, just too many floods over the years.
Yeah.
Village Fest. How many years has this been going on, Greg?
This is our 3rd year. It seems to get a little bigger every year. We've had terrific cooperation from our service, the fire department, EMS, Border Patrol is here. I'm sure you'll speak to those people as well. The helicopter's a little late. It's on a call in Chateauguay, but they'll be down as soon as that call is done.
Okay.
We have a karaoke machine, and whenever you want, they'll let you sing.
Will they let me sing too?
Oh yes, they'll let you sing too.
Okay. If I'm not, time is really got time constraints today, but if I can fit that in,
Well, yes.
I will definitely sing because I heard Mary McCaffrey. Judy told me that Mary McCaffrey sang up with the
okay.
overdrive up there, so I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah.
I'll let you know, Shirley.
This is our third year.
I don't know right now. I'm being asked. I did it yesterday. Judy and I were with Judy behind the camera here. We were at the museum, at the History Center,
That's a beautiful place, isn't it?
and did a story on the exhibit up there. We did a story on the exhibit up there of the Sheridan Ironworks because I knew I would be too busy today. So Al Strack and Lee Gordon were there, and we did a very nice hour-and-a-half program up there. So I'm making sure that Al and Lee each get a copy of it.
Oh, good.
So back to your 3 years.
So this is our third year, and it seems to get a little bigger every year. We enjoy this afternoon, this day to interact with the people in the community, and I mean, it's we get people from Rouse's Point, the town of Champlain. We got some folks from Quebec this morning. We had a fun run this morning at 8 o'clock. We had 28 runners.
You had the shirt.
Had the shirts, yep.
Did you just get a shirt or did you run?
That's all I got was a shirt. In fact, one gentleman showed up here 10 minutes late, and he was the second runner to cross the finish line. Really, I'm serious. He said, "Can I still run?" And I said, "Sure, go ahead." Well, he took off.
He played catch up in a hurry.
He played catch up in a hurry. But this is a good time. We give back to the village a little bit, the village residents in the town.
Now, the ice cream? What
is
does that
donated.
cost the village?
Ice cream is donated by Stewart's.
Okay.
They are very good to us every year. We see Dunkin' Donuts and Papa John's Pizza. We called and asked if they could do some things for us, and they said certainly. They come right down.
Is that free also? Or?
That's free also.
Wow.
Drinks and all of that stuff. Kenny Drugs donated 10 cases of water.
Wow.
Price Chopper.
I'm going to put you in charge of getting advertising for Hometown Cable.
Well,
you seem to have the...
If you need some help, I got 2 or 3 right here that'll do it for you. Kenny Drugs was fine, really helpful. Price Chopper was helpful every year. The business contributions here are fantastic. They realize that their businesses depend on the residents to go in and buy their product.
That's right. They're part of the community, and they're willing to step up and support it.
Yes, and they do it. They don't quibble. They don't argue with you. You go in and they greet you with open arms and say, "How much do you need? What do you need? Let me help you." And it's a fantastic relationship. So, thank you, sponsors. Thank you.
Of course, when you walk in and say, "I'm the mayor," and
oh no, I never use that. No. Most of them know me as a teacher. A lot of my students are still here, but I go in and they say, "Well, what can we do for the village?" Not what can we do for you, but it's good.
Yeah, it's a very nice little park you've got here. It's good use for this, which would otherwise not have much use because you can't really build on it anymore.
We can't build. We can't. Well, on August 4th, we had a music night in the park. Janet McFetrich organized that.
I was here.
You were here. We've had movie night in the park here before. We're working on a grant right now to put a playground in by the community garden. But along through here, this area of the park, we want to put at least 6 holes of disc golf.
Okay.
So people, will come down and they'll cross the bridge, come over here and finish up their 9 holes of golf. And
okay, the community garden is up on the Main Street.
Yep, community garden's up on
back of Main Street.
Maiden Lane.
Yep.
Not as successful as it has been in the past, but I think that's due to the wet spring. And
yeah.
I know I planted ours twice.
Yeah, it's a tough year for growing with all the rain we had.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to talk to a few other folks here. I got to get up to the town. And will you be going up to the town?
Yes, I'll be up there.
Okay.
And before you leave, I saw Nate today. He ran the race with his little boy and
Did he?
his wife, and it was great. I made sure when I put down the times that his son beat Nate.
Beat Nate.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Well, good. Anytime he can get some energy used up, that's good. 'Cause he's full of energy.
That's right. He looked it.
Not
Yeah.
Nate. It's
Yeah, he looked it.
Colton.
Well, thank you, Calvin.
All right,
I appreciate you coming down.
Thank you, Greg. Take
Thanks.
care. We are on a tight constraint here. It's 10 minutes before 2. We've got to get to the town offices to do a few things there before their opening ceremony for the day. Talk to some of the people up there, and
Excuse me, are you doing this for TV show or doing it for official?
we're hoping to be able to talk to some of the people here, but they're all occupied. So we're going to probably go up and see if we can find one of the fire department, EMS fire department people, and maybe they can chat with us. I know last year we were able to look inside this helicopter, so if you really want to see inside that helicopter, you can go online and look at last year's Champlain Village Fest. But right now they've got they're here to entertain the public, and they've got the public gathering around, and there's also another part of the local enforcement community here. The Border Patrol agents are set up over here, and they are unable to chat with us because they have to have the official spokesperson do the talking. A lot of government agencies are that way. They have people who deal with the media, and they ask the regular folk not to talk, because sometimes somebody might say something that could be interpreted the wrong way, and they want only the people who have been trained to deal with the media to chat with the media, and that's certainly understandable. There's a whole lot of media out there just looking for something to catch people on. We're going to close up. We'll maybe find somebody from the local fire department EMS to chat with. If not, we'll wrap it up in just a moment. All right, we have made our way. We're getting closer to our car because we have to head for the town. And we've got the fire chief here, Peter Timmons. Whoop, this guy's going to walk right over our camera cord here.
You want to be noticed, don't you?
You think you want to be on
Probably,
on TV? Like you came running over and said, please, please talk to me. Usually when I see you, Pete, you're out battling a fire or some other emergency. So
Usually we're pretty busy.
even though it's you're officially on duty here, it's probably a nice day to be able to relax. And
Yep.
if you feel it, go down and get a free ice cream cone for your efforts. And
Yep. The village puts this on. They started it here. We've been down here this is our third year here. We appreciate it, what they're doing for a village, and we come show our support too to give back to the village too. Let the kids come in. We have some handouts for them. And our volunteers taking time out of their day. Sure, they got stuff to do on a Saturday, but they come down here, and we all appreciate that.
I mean, you see those kids, I'm sure you try to plant a little seed in there to say maybe someday you'd like to do this, because your numbers are dwindling all across the board.
It's volunteer. Even on the EMS side, volunteers are down. It takes so much time. I have a busy schedule right now with the economy and everything. We're getting fewer and fewer volunteers. and we're trying to keep the volunteers going because we really don't want paid departments in our area. The cost of it to taxpayers is going to be significant, and that's why we volunteer and do what we do.
Yeah, unlike the EMS where people can submit it to their insurance, and a lot of
Yeah.
insurances will pay for that EMS call.
Yeah.
Fire trucks may not fall under that, and EMS you can have 2 or 3 people and have a full contingent, but
Yeah.
but if when that siren blows for a fire, 2 or 3 people won't do it.
They just don't do it. We had a house fire up on the La Bombard Road this past Monday, and it started out as a automatic alarm, and it was Stacy Gooley's. I probably shouldn't say it on TV, but
I was on the news. So,
yeah. And anyhow, I went in with fire extinguisher just as the trucks came, and I was able to save his house. I knocked it down fire extinguisher prior to any trucks getting there. They thanked us very well, but we just did our job. That's what we're there to do.
Yeah, I was happened to be outside when you came strolling through our Ridge Road home, and saw you turn up there, and then wasn't too long we saw the ambulance, and then the big this yellow fire truck
Yep.
here, and then we saw a tanker coming, I think from Shazy or Moore's, and 2 state police troopers responded, and so here it is. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're planning to
Head to work.
get to work, and all of a sudden you got to go out on a fire
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, and it's hard sometimes to make a decision whether we go on a call or go to work. My boss is very lenient. I go to work, and I do go to fires, but I go to the fires where I'm absolutely needed for an automatic alarm. Well, it was before work. I said, well, we'll go get it taken care of. Nobody was home. That's why I called state police in to, if we had to get into the house, they were there, and for security purposes. It turned out to be a fire, so we did have a key holder that came up and let us in. But again, it's the employers, with the economy, it's getting harder and harder for people to leave work, so we don't abuse the opportunity when it's given to us.
And you got to applaud those businesses that are so gracious to allow their employees to be volunteer firemen and EMS and fire ladies and so on. It's I did a show here yesterday with Al Strack and Lee Gordon, and when I was working there in the 1960s and early 70s, when that fire alarm went off, you had a whole bunch of guys that left that Sheridan Ironworks
Yeah.
plant and went out on that call.
Yeah.
We don't have that big
We don't
employer
have that
in
no
town
more.
anymore.
No. And the same thing with Pfizer or Wyeth Pharmaceutical and Rouse's Point. They're headed out of town too, and we had people that would come from there. Now these other guys that were laid off and ladies, they went to other jobs. Their employers ain't letting them leave. And it's a two-headed coin if the employer lets you leave, and I want to stress it because I tell all our guys out in the department, don't abuse it. If the call's over, if you need time to go home, wash up, and then go to work. Don't say, oh, the fire went all day when it didn't go all day.
Right.
Don't be mean to the employer because it messes it up for everybody. And we're grateful that we can leave. Some of us can leave our jobs, and as soon as the call's done, I go back to work.
Yeah, that's where Moore's is lucky because Jack Dragoon is right across the road. Several key members of the fire department are right there, right across from the fire station.
Yeah.
And William Dragoon has been fire chief over the years, and he has other positions in there. And Jack has always been supportive. So when you have employers like that, thank them and
and appreciate them.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys coming out here and spending a beautiful day sitting out here, and when you could be home relaxing or mowing your lawn or
Catching up.
or just doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I know you had a very busy spring with all the grass fires and so
And
on.
everything.
And then as soon as grass fire season was over, it didn't
rained.
stop raining.
Yep. So then we're out with flooding and everything else, and the fire department's not just the fire department anymore. We're trained in all aspects. We go
Emergency
to
preparedness is what you are.
good example. Yesterday we had a call to rescue animals out of a pool on the Ridge Road. It was goats that was in the pool. We're not just fire department members anymore. We're getting familiarized in every aspect. So
I won't ask who had the goats in their pool, but it wasn't us.
no,
And I hope nobody had to give any mouth-to-mouth.
no, nobody had to give mouth to mouth on them.
That's what the oxygen tanks are for.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else, Pete?
No, that would be it. Again, I just want to thank you guys for taking time to come out and
There goes his beeper.
phone.
Oh, phone.
Just thank you guys for coming out and taking the time to interview us and show the public what's out here.
And if people are interested, there's a number they can call if they're interested in learning more about becoming a volunteer.
Yeah, every Monday night we're at the Champlain Fire Station, which is located at 162 Elm Street in Champlain, or you can call 298-5500. I'm Pete Timmons, Fire Chief, and you can get a hold of Todd Jarvis, Chris Trombley, any member of the department can get you an application. We're there every Monday night, 6 o'clock to at least 9. Feel free to stop by. Paid EMS is there during the day. You can get applications for that too.
And it's kind of countywide. That Monday at 7 is their meeting night. So you can, if you live in an area outside of Champlain, stop in at 7 o'clock on a Monday, and chances are you'll find members of the fire department there to answer your questions, whatever town you live in.
That's correct, and it's not just Champlain that's saying we are looking for members. It's every department in the Clinton County.
Yep.
1 minute we get 10, and then they move out of town because they graduated from school, and we lose 12 out of the 10 that join.
Okay. Somebody wants to talk to you, so we'll
Okay,
let you go.
thanks, Calvin.
All right, we've been chatting with Peter Timmons, the fire chief here. We've been here visiting the Village of Champlain Village Fest. 140 years old today, but that's not the big celebration. The big celebration is the town celebrating 225 years. So we're going to close this program and head up to the town offices. I want to thank Judy Castine for again grabbing that camera. She's had a busy day, and we appreciate her helping out and making it a lot easier for me to record these events. So thanks for watching, and those of you viewer-supported local television, hometown cable TV that Judy and I think is worth supporting. Thanks for watching.